You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Sean G, and this is a...
That's just my opinion, but now I think it reflects the current generation.
Peace and love to the family. What's good with y'all? This is another episode of the main office. You already know I'm your host, Sean G. I want to send a shout out to everybody, man. Send a shout out to everybody who's been tuning in, riding with me, checking in every Tuesday night, every Thursday night, man. It's been a blast. We're having a good time with it. Let me send a shout out to a couple folk out there, man. Shout out to my man, Freddie. All right, shout out to Freddie Ghana, one of my old time homeboys, you know, my school homies. I want to send a shout out to him. He came through the page and just kept it a buck, man. You know what I mean? Came through the page and just kept it a buck. You know, he was like, yo, G, your show getting better and better, man. Every time, you know, you coming on with a new episode or a new thing to talk about, is getting better and better. And that's a beautiful thing, man, because, you know, sometimes it's hard for another man to just say something like that. And just give it up. You know what I mean? Like, you know, cats will feel a way or whatever. And it's all love. It's all love. And shout out to everybody out there who just take, if you listening for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, 2 minutes, shout out to you. Love and respect to you. All right? It's all appreciated. Shout out to Ophelina for coming through. All right? She said Tuesday night, she said, yo, listen, I'm just chilling. I'm here. I'm enjoying the show. So shout out to you. You already know Cali in the building. Shout out to the Cali Connect. All right. You already know 64th and all that South Central. Yeah. All right. You know, the G has walked those areas once upon a time. All right. So shout out to everybody in that area. Shout out to Ash sister, Miriam. Miriam, peace and love to you. All right, who been coming through showing love. And for everybody who been tuning in, my man Nam, my man Boots, everybody who been tuning in, shout out to everybody who tuning in from everywhere, from all different areas. All right, shout out to everybody over there on Twitter, Facebook, and also YouTube right here. All right, you already know we do this every Tuesday night, all right, and every Thursday night, 7:30 tonight. It's gonna be a little quick show, all right, because I got some other speaking engagements I got to do, so I ain't gonna really keep you too long. All right, so pardon yourself too for the late start, because it's just been busy, man. The week is getting closer to things like that. It's getting closer to the weekend. All right, so a lot of things need to be chopped up around here and on some official business and all that good stuff. So, you know, but I had to give this I had to talk about this story about this young girl, this little kid, 3-year-old from Far Rockaway, who got caught up, man, who got beat by the baby, not even the baby father, the boyfriend, all right, in the house. 3-year-old girl got beat and punched in the abdomen, got raped by this monster, man, by this you know, this no good man that the woman was seeing. All right, apparently this couple right here met at Applebee's or something like that. The dude is an ex-con. You know, he was locked up for an attempted murder. He was locked up for some other stuff. But as you see, as I got to really get into the story and see the picture and look at the dude's face and kind of see his, you know, his emotion and his body language and all that, you could kind of see that this dude is really messed up in the head. You know, you know, him spending the time that he probably spent in prison, he never really got over that. You know, he probably was damaged in so many different ways, and he never really got a chance to, you know, feel comfortable in society. You know what I mean? And so what does that have to do with anything? You know, the truth of the matter is, listen, ladies, man, you know, parents, mothers, young ladies out there around the way, anybody, yo, you can't just be having any man that you meet from anywhere without knowing the full capability of this person. You can't be having anybody around your angel, anybody around your little girl. You're talking about a little girl, man. You know, and it happens to not only little girls, it also happens to little boys. You know what I'm saying? But you just can't have nobody around your kids like that, man. You know, your 3-year-old, this little girl, Bella Edwards, man, you seen the pictures of this young girl, man. She looked like an angel. Beautiful young girl, had a bright future, looked like she has all kind of great energy on her. You know what I mean? She looked like she was well taken care of. You know, the moms looked like she was doing, you know, trying to take care of the girl, making sure her hair was done. You know, she had on clean clothes. And the young little girl had the anointing over her. You could tell she had some vigor, some life about her, and some shine in her spirit. And to see her picture, you know, the only thing that I could keep looking at is the girl picture. And I'm just like, damn. You know, I originally prepared this show to talk about some other things today, all right, concerning hip hop and all that. I was really gonna go in. I had a whole show lined up surrounding some hip hop topics. All right, and y'all know what it is. I really go in. I give people a bad, you know, if you out there slipping, man, I'm gonna talk about it. All right, we're going to come to the show and we're going to talk about it. And a lot of times we really talk about hip hop and all that kind of good stuff. But every now and then I'll go in and talk about something that's serious. And I just couldn't get away from the young girl picture last night. And I kept looking at it. And I said, you know what? I have to dedicate today's show to this young girl, Bella Edwards, man. All right. And, you know, you ask yourself the question, ladies, you know, mothers out there. And I don't want to generalize, you know, I don't want nobody to get tight at me or anything and say, yo, you know, don't generalize, anything can happen, you know, but I'm just saying, ladies out there, you know, you can't bring any man or anybody around your children. I mean, I hear so many different stories of women who say, listen, man, if I don't even bring men around my children, you know, a guy that I'm dating or something like that, you know, they can't even come around, you know, it be so long before I even bring them around my children. And this is one of those cases. Like we know just based off the information that's out there that the man met her at Applebee's. This is based on some of the reports out there. They met, and you know, of course, you know, they know each other, and he moved in with them. And you got this young little girl here, and all the time the dude is home, he don't just want to be with the woman. He looking at the little girl. He watching this little girl, man. He got his eyes on this 3-year-old child, man. Not only do he have his eyes on the 3-year-old child, he has the feeling like, yo, I want to do something to her. And he ultimately did. So you got to ask yourself the question, what was he thinking? You know, because, you know, as I look at the girl, I know she was probably like to the point where she was talking like, I'm telling, you know, I know, you know, I'm going to tell my mommy or whatever the case may be. Because can you imagine somebody just being in a home by themselves, a little 3-year-old girl getting hemmed up? I mean, this was a big dude. You're talking 6, you know, they saying he was 6'6" or something like that. 6'6"? That's a big guy. That's a big guy for men out here. All right, and you talking about a little tiny 3-year-old girl, man. You know? So you got to ask yourself the question, yo, what, you know, and then, you know, the reports are saying that they found, after doing further, I guess an autopsy on her, they found that it was marks on her previous, old marks. You know, you don't know if it was scratches, you know, the little girl was being beat, but, you know, based on what he did, maybe he was doing all that, and maybe the moms was peeped all that. But, you know, I don't want to make it a blame thing. I want to kind of broaden the you know, where I want to go with this, and mainly just talk about, yo, you know, we got to be, you know, parents out there, you know, women out there that's dating men that's not the father, have to be very careful. You got to be very careful who you got living up in your crib. You got to know who you got living up in your crib. This dude is a straight up monster. And when I looked at him, you know, I was like, yeah, he didn't seem like he was comfortable in society. He seemed like somebody who, you know, whatever he been through, the trauma he been through, his situation, he seemed like he wasn't really comfortable out here. You know what I mean? So, you know, he's scheming on this young little girl, and he killed her, man. He killed her. So, you know, come on, man. You got to know who you dealing with. You got to know who's in your house with your children. You know, and this is something like this is another wake-up call for a lot of the young girls out there who have babies. All right, for even some of the older, mature women out there who are not with the father. And it's not like the father wasn't he was deceased or somewhere, or he was somewhere in another world, or he was locked up. You know, the father was I believe probably in another borough. You know, but because they not together, you know, come on, man. You know, he doesn't know what's going on with his daughter to the point where he got to find out. And they saying that the pops found out about he found out about this shit on Facebook 3 days later. 3 days later. So you know this was one of them situations where Mom Dukes was, you know, I guess their relationship was so crazy that she kept him out of everything. And maybe if, you know, homegirl was allowing, you know, the man to come around and be a part of the daughter's life, maybe he would have seen some of the bruises on her. Maybe he would have got a chance to see or feel the vibe and know what was going on with his daughter. You know what I mean? And kind of give homeboy that look or that feeling like, yo, man, if you even think about touching my daughter, you know what I mean? He probably could have prevented some of them things. But you know how it is. Sometimes when these, you know, when women are, and I'm not going to say these, let me use my words very carefully. Sometimes women in situation when they have a child and the father the father that's, you know, their relationship is no longer intact, the woman moves on with her life. She get with another man, and the father has no contact with the daughter or the son for that. But in this case, a daughter. So there's no contact there. So the father don't know what's going on. Now, it could have been one of them situations where he didn't care. You know, he moved on with his life. He may have another family or something like that. And you know how that go sometimes. But, you know, this is what we wake up to. You know, the young girl, I mean, the dude punched her in the abdomen. He punched her in the stomach, man, with full might. And then you ask yourself, well, what will make him punch her on her stomach like that to where he kill her? To where he kills her. What she said, I'ma tell. He got mad and got crazy, and the rage of him, you know, just came out of him to where he couldn't take that, and he punched on the stomach so hard to where he killed the little girl, man. And so for me, I think it's okay when I say, yo, listen, y'all got to know who y'all have in y'all crib. You a single moms, you got a daughter and her pops is around. Come on, you got another man around. I think it's smart for you to, you know, have your man come around and see his daughter and just for safety, let him know maybe, you know, that somebody out there that's protecting his, you know, the pops is there. You know what I mean? And he's ready and willing to do whatever he have to do to protect his daughter. I mean, and y'all don't have to be together, but at least give the man that kind of respect. All right? He got to find out on Facebook 3 days later what happened to his daughter. 3 days later. I mean, let me know what y'all think about that. I mean, drop a comment below and let me know what you think in the sense of this situation. I mean, you know, is it cool to be in a relationship with a man that you met somewhere at a job, not really knowing him, not really knowing his background, not really knowing what he's all about? You know, not really spending enough time to really get to know this guy and bring him into your home. And not only bring him into your home when you gone and you got him, you trusting him with the life of your daughter and with someone else's daughter. And then to find out ultimately he was in there molesting your daughter and then he killed her. That's a crazy, you know, that's something crazy, man. Crazy. And I wanted to show y'all this right here. A very simple device. You know, single parents, you gonna leave somebody home with your child. This should be running in your crib all day. A real small device that you can monitor what's going on in your crib, you know, through your cell phone. You're on your cell phone all day on social media all day. You should be monitoring what's going on in your house. This costs you maybe $40. Hook it up to your cell phone. All right, you got Wi-Fi, you got an internet connection, boom, you can see what's going on in your crib. You can make it known, listen, I want you, I don't trust this man. And if you got to feel like that, if you really have to feel like that, you know that man don't have no business in your house. And if he's in your house, he has no business in your house by himself with your daughter. And that shit just don't feel right, period. I'm a man and I wouldn't feel right being in the house with nobody goddamn daughter. I don't care. I just be like, yo, man, look, man, I'm out. Because the question is how long they been in the relationship, how long they been together, how long they knew each other. Right? The question, how long does it take for you to be in a relationship with a man? What's a comfortable time frame to allow another man to stay home with your daughter? She's only 3 years old. That means she's only been living for 3 years. All right? So when did she meet this guy? Maybe 2 years ago, a year ago? So we know it ain't been no long time. That's just basic mathematics. All right? So you meet a dude for 6 months, a year, maybe 2 years, and that's enough time for that man to be living in your crib, staying home by himself with your young daughter. Another man who done 8 years in prison. He might have psychological problems. He might have issues that he never really got over yet. He might be comfortable with being on the inside at this point in his life. So he got all kind of things going on in his mind. Yeah, he's with the woman. All right, he's with the woman, but he wants the daughter. He got his eye on the daughter. He's watching her. He's touching her. I mean, how you look at a girl like that? When I look at the girl, I'm saying, damn, she has so much years ahead of her. Beautiful young girl, could have been anything, could have done anything in her life. She looked like she had the glow on her, that special shine on her. As long as the mother kept her, in certain realities, she would have had a crazy chance. All right. And most of the people around there talked about how, she was always upbeat. The mother kept her clean. You can see that. You don't even know the people, but you can see that based on some of the pictures and stuff like that. And of course you don't know what she was going through at home, but she didn't really look like a child that was stressed. All right, you can see stress on a child's face who's going through some stuff. You didn't really see that on her. All right, and every now and then a child get out of line, you got to spank that butt and do things like that, and that's just natural. All right, so they're gonna cry. There's gonna be times where everything ain't peachy cream. All right, you ain't getting your way or whatever the case may be, and you say, oh, she was crying or whatever. But just looking at her, all right, just looking at the girl from the pictures that I saw, and I know a lot of pictures that you guys seen as well. You see that the girl, she seemed like a happy, a very beautiful young child. All right, so it's how long? I mean, how long? 2 years, 3 years? I mean, I don't think it's enough. I think you really just have to know somebody, man. You really got to really know what you're dealing with, and I'm sure she has some background check. She knew that this guy, was a convicted felon. And that's, let's not condemn all convicted felons, but let's just say, yo, look, there was an issue there before, they came out into the world. All right. And there's a lot of people who made mistakes in their time and came home, and is doing greater than people who ain't never been on the inside, who got their mind right, who understand, that was my wrong, and it made them a better person, and it gave them some wisdom, it gave them some understanding, and they doing better things in their life. So I don't want to say, I don't want to say that and make it seem like I'm just because of that reason. Nah. But you're talking about your child. You know, you just let anybody come around your children or your daughter, and let alone stay home. Get yourself one of these. You know? And if you have to have one of these in your home, then probably you know, it's just one of those saying, if I gotta watch you with my child, yo, maybe you shouldn't be there. But if that's the only thing, if it's cheap for you, if you can't afford a daycare center, or you can't, a family member can't watch you know, or the dad or whatever, like, come on. You gotta have you something that's monitoring. It's too easy. It's too cheap. It's too inexpensive to have something like that done. You dig what I'm saying? And come on, man. You got to know. It's your daughter. She's no longer here because of you know, because of this feeling like, yo, it's okay. And clearly we see that nah, it was not okay. All right? Listen, man, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this. Your boy, Shaun G. And I told y'all it's an early show. I'm going to call. I got some other engagements some speaking engagements that I got to do. So I ain't going to be with y'all too long. You dig? Shout out to everybody who been sending their videos in Tuesday night. Sometime next week, we're going to be getting into the battle with the videos and all that. That's going to be real fun. I'll be, you know, putting up some promotionals about that. But, yo, drop a comment below. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. Crazy story. The young girl, Bella Edwards, man. Crazy, crazy story, man. Peace and love. I'm out of here. Peace. Wow! You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Shaun G, and this is
That's just my opinion. But now